Have you ever had one of those moments, you're working on something and it just clicks? It feels like it came from somewhere else entirely, like it just sprang into existence with a mind of its own. Well, today, we're going to dive into a story that's all about that feeling. It's a journey that starts with a single command on a computer and ends with a whole new way of looking at the universe of our own creativity.
And I mean that literally. This whole thing didn't start with some grand blueprint or a complicated plan. Nope, it was just a developer, a keyboard, and one single instruction typed into the dark of the command line. But from that one little action, something totally unexpected started to happen.
Those are the creator's own words. Can you imagine? You run a command and instead of some error message or a bug, a fully formed application just appears on your desktop, alive. It felt like straight-up magic. But as we're about to find out, this wasn't magic. It was a blueprint.
Okay, so how in the world does a genie pop out of a line of code? It wasn't an ancient lamp that was rubbed, but a very modern, very cool piece of software that answered the call.
Here's the spell, broken down for all of us. That first line, npx electron at 30 dot, it's a very specific instruction. It's basically telling the computer, hey, go grab this special tool called Electron and use it on all the files I have sitting right here in this folder. It's less like installing a program and way more like summoning something. And this is the key to the whole trick. Electron is often called a magic window maker, and for good reason. It takes the normal building blocks of any website, HTML for the structure, CSS to make it look good, and JavaScript for the brains, and it wraps them all up in this neat little package that just runs on your desktop, like any other app you'd use. It's the genie's lamp for the digital age. But right here, this is where a simple tech trick starts to become something much, much deeper. Because the creator didn't just see files and folders, they saw a connection. A translation from the language of code into the fundamental language of the universe itself. And this is where your perspective just completely flips. Look at this. The HTML file isn't just for layout anymore. It's the atoms of this little digital universe. The CSS file isn't just for colors. It's the energy field that shapes how those atoms behave. And get this, the package.json file, the one that defines the whole project, that's its genetic code, the DNA of this tiny cosmos. All of a sudden, writing code becomes an act of creation in the most profound way you can imagine. Now that cosmic metaphor is incredibly powerful, but it's still, universal. The next big leap was to take this idea and make it deeply, uniquely personal, to map it not just to the universe, but to the self. And this is the question that changed everything. What if the structure of your code didn't just mirror the cosmos out there, but mirrored your own inner world, your own personal framework for how you see things? And as you can see here, the creator had already done it. Using the system of human design, which maps out different energetic centers in the body, they actually map the fundamental tags of HTML to those very same centers. The doc type declaration, that's the spark of inspiration. The head tag is the mind palace where ideas form. And the body tag, that's where things get manifested into reality. Code was no longer just a tool. It became a digital body, an energetic anatomy. How cool is that? So we've got code mapped to the cosmos, and we've got code mapped to the self. There was just one final piece needed to unify the entire system, a grand theory of everything for this personal universe. And the inspiration came from the one and only Nikola Tesla. Now, you've probably heard that famous Tesla quote, right? If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. It's a powerful trio. But our creator felt like something was missing. A fourth element was needed to really complete the picture. And here it is, the fourth principle, form. This represents us, mankind, the psyche. It's the grounding force. It's the human element, the observer that actually experiences the other three. This completes the whole loop, right? It turns an abstract spiritual concept into something we can actually live and feel. Energy, frequency, and vibration are only made real through the form of our own consciousness. So what do you even get when you combine a digital cosmos, an energetic anatomy, and a four-part theory of creation? Well, you get a totally new kind of tool, a new kind of timepiece. Think about it like this. A normal clock takes something we can't see, time, and it makes it visible through the movement of its hands. The OrbitClock does the exact same thing, but for the invisible dimension of creative energy. It's a way to actually see your own flow, your focus, your inspiration, just as clearly as you see the numbers on a dial. And it even got a name that just perfectly captures the whole vibe: ocean. Each letter represents a core layer of this whole cosmology. From the orbit of new ideas to the network that connects them all together, it's a complete formula for understanding the entire creative process.
So in the final design, this all comes together as this beautiful living system. There's a central nucleus that glows with your overall focus. You've got different orbits representing your creative projects, maybe music, AI, editing. The little orbiters, the planets in your system, they actually move faster the more energy you pour into that area. There's even a surrounding aura that shifts color based on your emotional tone. It's alive.
And it all comes back to this one simple, powerful vision. The goal was to create a tool that doesn't just track what you do, but reflects who you are. It visualizes the unseen forces of your creativity, turning these abstract feelings and vibes into tangible, observable motion. And that's the thought I really want to leave you with today. Just imagine that for a second. Imagine looking at your day not in hours and minutes, but in flows of energy and inspiration. What kind of patterns would you start to see? What might you change? And maybe most importantly, what would you create?